Hi guys, so today we're talking about colored pencil techniques, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. First things first, make sure you have your name at the top so I know it's yours when you turn it in. All right, so we're gonna be practicing different color techniques or different types of techniques today. We're gonna start with circular, okay? So choose a color that you like. And we're going to start with circular. So circular color pencil techniques is when you just take your pencil and you create a circular line to fill in your square or your box, excuse me. Okay, so that is circular. You can even take different colors and do a blending technique this way. So that is circular. All right, so now we're going to move on to linear, okay? That is just when you take your colored pencil and you create lines. We use lines to suggest direction, fill in the space. All right, and then I'm going to I can even take this one, again, creating a blending technique. That is linear. Hatching. All right, so when you create hatch marks, you're just creating diagonal lines, and these can be really close together, or they can be more spaced out. So those are hatch marks. Cross hatching is when you create crisscross lines. So you start by making hatch marks, and then you just overlap them with crisscross lines. You can even create blending again this way. So you can do multiple colors. And same for this. The closer your hatch marks are together, the darker the value will appear. The further apart they are, the lighter it will appear. All right, so those are 4 different ways you could blend or create lines using colored pencils. Next, we're gonna move on to pressure values. So choose a color. And this is kind of like creating a value scale, which we're gonna do down here, but it's to practice pressing down with your colored pencil, okay? So you wanna start very, very lightly, barely touching the paper, okay? Very light value. Then pressing down a little bit more to create an even darker tone or hue. Hue's just another word for value, or excuse me, color. All right, so it's a little bit darker. Now we're gonna get even darker. You wanna be able to tell the difference between each box. Okay. Pressing down even more. All right, and then the last one is going to be our most dark. You press down pretty hard. So when you do this, it's also called burnishing. Okay, so those are your different pressure values going from lightest to darkest, okay? All right, I'm gonna use a different color now. We're gonna do some gradation. All right, that's just making it go from light to dark. So again, kind of like this, but a more seamless. Starting very lightly. I'm getting a little bit darker. A little bit darker. You want to make it kind of a seamless transition. I'm going to get a little bit darker. And the edge should be the darkest. Again, wanting to create a seamless transition though, meaning there's no harsh lines when we get darker. All right, tint. Tint is when you add white to a color. So if I start with my blue, lightly coloring that in, and then taking white and adding it to a color. That would be the air conditioner. Okay, shade is when you add black to a color. So taking my blue again, filling in my box. And then going over it with black colored pencil. This is what you do when you don't have a large box of colored pencils. You mix your own colors, okay? So you're gonna get a navy-ish blue. All right, so now we're gonna create a value scale with our blue colored pencil. So we're gonna go from white to black using blue, okay? So I'm gonna start very lightly. Remember, I'm gonna leave a little space for the white. Okay, gonna press down a little bit harder, starting to transition our colors. Okay, pressing down even harder. All right, gonna take my black colored pencil and kind of go over the blue at the end. This is where pressure really comes into play. All right, so we have created a value scale going from light or white to black. And you could even add in some light blue to get some different tones or shades or tints in here. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to mix new colors by overlapping. So you know you can mix the primary colors, red, blue, yellow, to make new colors. So if I took my red, started filling this in, I'm gonna do kind of a circular motion for this one. Okay. And then let's take our blue very lightly. Okay, start going over. Again, using a circular motion. It creates a purpley color in the center. Nice. Okay, so you could do the primaries. You could mix and match. So say I wanted to get a different shade of green. I could start Let's see, do I have a dark green? Guess not. Okay, so I could start with my green. Filling in that circle. Good. Then maybe I take the yellow, go over, and get kind of this limey green in the middle. Okay. Let's see, what else could we do? We could do, let's do, we've already done red. Let's do blue and green. Let's see what that does. Okay, so if I start with blue, very lightly filling it in, filling in my circle. All right, then going over that with my green, let's see what color we get. So you get like this blue, green, tealy color. Okay, cool. So you can mix and match and overlap colors to make new colors. All right, so here we did kind of a gradation practice up here. These are gradation practices down here. So we're going to complete both of these, okay? So pick a color. Helps if your pencil is sharp for this. So I'm gonna choose my green, it's the sharpest. And I'm gonna try to match what I see in each circle or square. So then you would just finish this guy up and then complete this bottom square in the same way. You can use the same colored pencil or a different colored pencil, it's up to you. All right, so that is color pencil techniques. Make sure you put your name on it and turn it into Google Classroom. Bye guys.